You ready? Well, looking back on the Wake Forest game, we're very happy to get out of there with the win. It was certainly a hard-fought contest. There were a lot of positive things that came about in the game. Number one is coming back from being down 10 points at one point and then being down 9 points at one point. I thought that showed a lot of poise, a lot of competitive spirit, and we had players that really fought and played extremely hard. You know, defensively, to create the turnovers that we did in the second half, completely shut them down and in the game again with a sack was very, very positive. I thought we played really well on defense in the second half and you know, was one of the main reasons for the win. Offensively, you know, some positives were the drive right before half, you know, to be able to take the ball and in 4 plays go down and get a touchdown, and that ended up being critical to the win. We did throw the ball with our highest percentage of the year, completing 72% of our passes. That's a positive in one way, that we were hitting hands and the receivers were catching balls and making plays, but we did tend to not throw some balls and got our eyes down and saw the rush, and some of the reasons why we didn't throw as many passes were not because they were called, but that we didn't get the ball out. We either got sacked or we took off and ran when there was actually things there. I thought Jeremy Smith did a nice job running the ball in the fourth quarter. You know, he had 58 yards rushing, 52 of them were yards after contact, which is really a positive, and he had another catch for 8 yards. So that was something that was great to see. Our special teams played a big part in the win. You know, I think we got them 4 times inside their 20 on punts, and we got them 2 times inside their 20 on kickoff coverage. So we're doing a really nice job on covering and punting the ball and kicking the ball off and covering on kickoffs. And we had some new guys on kickoff cover that did a great job, like Devontae Pete got in there and was disruptive and was a factor on every single kickoff coverages that we had, and that was really a positive to see. You know, things we need to work on and improve on defensively, giving up those big passes in the first half is something that obviously we can't have, and you know, one of them was not only the catch but not being able to get the tackle, which we should have been able to get. Offensively, we had a number of times we're in scoring position and we're not able to finish the drive and score when we get the ball in great field position, and that's one of the reasons why our punt coverage inside the 20 is so good, because we're not able to score when we get in that area, you know, which is not really good to see. We'd like to go score and get touchdowns, but we'll get back to work. We did get a little bit nicked up in the game. You know, that's still a concern of mine. Reggie's going through the protocol for concussion, so that just works out with him and the trainer and the doctor and is a day-by-day deal. I know he is better today, which is a good thing. Lamar ran last night, so he did get out and run with the team. We don't have the guys that played a lot in the game practice, so we'll have to wait and see how he does Tuesday in practice to see where he's at. Rankins is getting better each day. We're encouraged to see that he'll be back and should hopefully be ready to go by Saturday, so that would be a good thing. He's a great player, and you know, we had guys step up when he was out of the game and really produced for us, which was a real positive. With that, I'll just open up for questions. Jair, I don't know, because he wasn't, you know, with us, so I don't know where he's at right now. I guess we'll have to wait and see tomorrow.
Is this Syracuse quarterback, is he a little better? I mean, he can do some things that some of these guys.
Yeah, he's a good player. I'm impressed when I watch him on video. You know, he gets the ball out of his hand quick. He can make throws that they ask him to make. He's very athletic, very competitive. You know, so he's certainly a guy that we'll have to know where he's at, what formations they're in, and how they're going to use them, because they do so much with them. You know, they throw the ball, they run option, they run quarterback draws. So we're going to have a great idea of you know, what formations they're in and what personnel groups they have out there with him.
What's the status of Brandon Radcliffe, and what would you like to see from the running back spot?
Yeah, obviously we're working hard to get more production. You know, the other night we felt like Jeremy Smith and L.J. Scott would give us the best opportunity to do that, so they got the majority of the carries.
Bobby, do you anticipate if Lamar is healthy that he'll start for you guys?
I would think so, but, we got to wait and see. Wait and see how he is and how the week plays out.
How much do you think he was slowed by that ankle in the second half? And obviously not playing considerably.
Yeah, I just thought it was the best decision to make at the time. Not only just looking and seeing how he's moving around, but sometimes body language and the look in their eye. I made the decision that we needed to put Kyle in and execute our offense with him in there. And I thought he did a really nice job. We moved the ball. We got it in scoring position. It's too bad we didn't finish it off with a touchdown or at least the field goal. But we did, move the ball real well with him in there. Mickey was practicing last night. Hopefully he has a great week and he's ready to go. I would anticipate him being ready to play this weekend.
It looks like Elvis Newmanville's going to be honored this weekend. I don't know if you know that or not, but does Trayvon Young remind you what he's done the last couple of weeks of what you used to get from Elvis?
Yeah, we used to get a lot from Elvis now. Trayvon's a lot taller, probably about the same arm length though. Elvis, whose nickname was Cool, so Cool could really rush the passer now. He could bring it, and I'll never forget when I first came here, he had him in spring ball and we had him at nose guard. And he came in my office after spring ball and would not leave. He just would not leave my office because he wanted to be able to see if I'd give him a chance at defensive end. And I said, Elvis, nobody can block you at nose. I said, you're so active, you're so tough, nobody can block you. He said, Coach, I'm only 5'11". I said, still, nobody can block you. He said, well, if you move me to end, no one will block me there either. So, he just kept going back and forth, and I said, okay, we'll give you an opportunity at defensive end, and then it's history. But, man, he was good at nose guard. I'm telling you, he was so disruptive. You couldn't run the ball. You couldn't pass protect. But he's done pretty well at that defensive end spot.
Bobby, injuries are going to happen, obviously, but it seems like this week there were some scary ones in the NFL yesterday. Are there more injuries in the game now than maybe when you first started coaching? And if so, why is that?
I don't really think there is. I don't think there's more injuries. I don't know the statistics. I know that young men come back quicker from injury, and the ability to play after a knee injury. There was a lot of times way back when I first started and playing, and if you had a knee injury, it was pretty much I'd end your career. So the medical advances, you get guys back on the field quicker. There's also a lot more coverage, and everyone knows about everything that's going on out there. So I really don't know if there is that. One of the things I've always worried about and try to really keep an eye on is the non-contact injuries, and are they being more common because of the year-round training and not giving guys a break and that's the one area that I think we should keep an eye on, and because there is so much year-round training now, where used to be in the NFL you took 3 months off and came back and got in shape in camp, but nothing's like that anymore.
Bobby, are you a little surprised how good Trayvon has been these last couple of weeks?
I'm really not, because I've went against him every day in practice for 2 years and see how talented he is and how, the moves that he has and how quick that he is. I really think it's just he's gotten the opportunity because teams have had to throw the ball to try to win the game. And we've made people have to throw the ball more, and he can really rush the passer. I mean, he's got great get-off, he's got great moves, he's long, he can turn speed into power. And he's just getting those opportunities. And, even a year ago, every day at practice, it was like, man, this guy can really rush the passer. He's going to be really good for us. And then he had the injury. So I'm just so happy that he's been able to come back from, really not doing much after that injury until this August. So it's really, maybe he's starting to really get into shape. I think maybe that's the thing that, he didn't get as many opportunities to rush the quarterback early in the year.
What's the next step for this offense? What do they need to do next?
Score points. Execute.
How do they do
Yeah, we got to execute. You know, we got to be able to drive the ball, mix the run, the pass, the play action game, get to third down and know that we're going to have it protected and keep our vision downfield and make the throws into tight coverage. You know, I feel good in one aspect that I feel like James Quick and Staples are really doing a great job for us of getting open on time and catching contested passes and making plays. But we're not consistent at all, and we got to quit hurting ourselves. You know, we continue to hurt ourselves with either negative plays or penalties. And when you're moving backward all the time, it puts a lot of pressure on you. If you can go through a game and always go forward on every situation, then you got a chance to be consistent. We are starting to get more explosive plays, more chunk plays down the field, and that should help us score more points.
Bobby, does the fact that protection has been an issue at times kind of lead to maybe Lamar trying to take off too quick?
Sure, yeah. I mean, every quarterback goes through it, the protection and things flashing in front of you. But the bottom line is you got to be able to pick it up, first of all. You got to trust that it'll be picked up and keep your focus and concentration down the field. And, that's something that is learned. It's not something that just happens overnight.
Talk about what John Wallace has meant. I mean, he can break our record this weekend for field goals. What he's meant the last couple of years for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy for John. He's done a great job. He works really hard, and you go out there and practice, and he focuses, concentrates. Every kick that he makes in practice is important to him. Coming back from a setback in the Clemson game, it's great to see that he completely put it behind him, just continued to work hard, and has had a great career. I'm excited for him.
How do you think when you put Alfonso in there to do the kick, the punt return, is he the guy now until Jair comes back, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's something we really need to evaluate this week in practice. Alfonso really does a great job of catching the ball, and he didn't get many opportunities. That's an area where we have to improve. When you look at our special teams, I'm really happy with the punt and the kickoff cover, but I think we need to get more out of our punt return team and our kickoff return team. Hardest thing about kickoff return is getting them opportunities. We don't get enough opportunities.
I may have missed this, but is there a Sheldon Rankins update? How's he doing?
Were you sleeping? Yeah, you missed it. No, he's doing better. He's should be in a position to play this weekend. He's improving every day, and he's got significantly better over the weekend. It has nothing to do with cartilage or ligaments or anything like that, which we feel great about. He just has to get in a position where he's over the pain and ready to play.
Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Bobby, going back to the play Steve last game, what was your decision of that? And why did you, or how did you think he did?
Yeah, Keola actually came down ill. When we traveling down on the road, he came down ill. We take him and isolate him from everybody else, so not everybody else doesn't get sick. But he came down with flu-like symptoms and was very ill, so we felt like we needed to go with Skylar. Yeah, I think he's better. I saw him earlier today. He looked like I asked him, he said he's feeling better.
Did you watch the end of the Duke Miami game?
I didn't, no.
I'm sure you heard at this point about it.
I heard about it, yeah. I didn't see it, though.
Do the common argument against looking back at those games and maybe saying, look, the guy was down, the game was over, this team should have won or this team should have lost, is that the game should be decided on the field? But as a coach, when you look back at a game like that where it ends with no time on the clock and the guy should have been down before scoring the winning touchdown, do you wish that maybe that rule would be different these days?
You can't change it after the game's over with. I mean, that's how I would say. I said you just don't do that. You don't do it in baseball, basketball, football. We do have replay now, so things are more controversial. But they had an opportunity to change it with the replay too. So I think once the game's over, the game's over.
You practice the lateral play?
No, not like that.
Well, yeah.
I'm not sure you could practice that. You know, you talk about it and you work on it, and you know, you do that at last play of the game offense, last play of the game defense. You do all that stuff, and you know, very seldom do they work out. But you do try it. I think we did it last year in one of our games. It looked like we might have it there for a second, but it didn't work out.
I mean, how much interaction have you had with Frank Beamer? I know you coached against him in the bowl game years ago.
You know, at the coaches' meetings and that, I've gotten to know him pretty well. He's a great guy, and unbelievable story and how he built the program there. But I really don't know him that well.
But you obviously, from afar, you can respect what he did there.
Oh, no question about it. Yeah, it's amazing, how he's built that program and how competitive and successful they've been.
You mentioned him a couple weeks ago, but Partridge continues to have this season for the Browns. I don't know how many times you ever get to watch any of his games, but just he's having his career year. What do you kind of think about that?
Oh, I think it's great for Gary. Gary is a guy that every time he played here, he did everything you asked him to do. He was an unbelievable player for us. As a true freshman, he made a bunch of plays to help us have a great season. I still picture the plays he made against Boise at the Liberty Bowl and in that big game, and it's great to see him have success. He's a kid that's always been full of life and went full speed on everything you asked him to do. Thank you.